Twerk. We used to do the Orange Mound gangster walk, but anyway, okay.
Orange Mound gangster walk.
Yes, honey, back in the day.
Anyway,
okay,
tonight on Jenner News, Bruce Jenner is now facing manslaughter charges for a crash in Malibu that recently happened.
January 31st.
There was a video that surfaced that he was driving a car that killed a young lady.
A person driving a Lexus.
So did he actually hit the car? Like he actually killed the person in the car, or was it like somebody?
No, actually, no. What they're saying is he's trying to say that the Lexus hit the Prius, and as a result of that the impact killed the person in the Lexus.
How did the person die?
But hold on, from the impact of the car. But listen to this. In this, there was video.
That's Bruce Jenner just moments after he was involved in a horrific crash on PCH in Malibu that left a woman dead. An investigation is now underway, but here's what we know so far.
There's a Prius here, there's a Lexus here, and then this is Bruce. What we're told from cops now is they believe this Prius just stopped.
Possibly to make an illegal U-turn. The Lexus hits the Prius, Bruce hits his brakes and swerves right, but still hits the Lexus.
What that did was it pushes the Lexus left into oncoming traffic, and a Hummer slams into this woman and kills her.
Bruce Jenner is just having a bad week between the accident and whether or not is he really having a sex change?
Well, let me say
Is he really in real life? Does anybody ever?
Hold on. I don't like that you said that he's having a bad week because my sister's gay and my sister's name is Crystal and she calls herself Chris. So I take that very personal.
I'm sorry,
because I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't think he is having a bad week, because he chooses to.
Can I raise my hand? I'm confused.
Okay.
How you? No, for real, because God rest my brother's soul, who's dead, who is gay. Like, he was born that way. I believe he was born that way. So I'm cool. I'm cool with that. This is what I'm confused about. This man went all this time. That man has how many kids? Five?
No, he's been married for almost 30 years.
That's why let me finish. He has 5, 6 kids. We have never heard of him sneaking out or being caught with anybody. Like this man
There's a lot of people in Hollywood that you still will never hear
Honey,
about.
it's a lot of people in Atlanta. You
Okay, you might have a point there.
Baby.
So,
and I'm saying when I say bad week, if he's not really having a sex, Bruce, would you tell us?
That's true.
Is that true? Bruce, we hope if that's the decision that you're making.
Cheers to you.
Cheers to you.
Cheers to the LGBT community.
But I just hope this is not a Kris Jenner plot, because I feel like she plotting and tricking us, and I don't want to be tricked.
And that's the thing I was talking about is even they're talking about him. You're talking about
and he's about to have a reality show.
He has a reality show, so this could be a marketing ploy. But
hopefully on this reality show, because
whether he's having a sex change or not. You're still talking about him.
Yeah, we are.
Well, I
on the
don't
first episode
tend to believe that all press is good press. So speaking of, off of the Bruce Jenner situation, the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So you said Phaedra's not talking to you?
This one right here. Wow. Certified. Do you hear me?
We know all of it. We know the whole of Atlanta.
I don't know if he's not talking to me or not, because I really don't, care.
Do you talk to Phaedra?
I just seen Phaedra at a baby shower. What do you mean by talking to her?
Is she good?
I spoke to her at the baby shower.
Did she speak back?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Well, then
Phaedra is always going to speak to people. She's very calculated. Don't get that part misconstrued. She will always speak to you, not whether she likes you or not. That's a totally different story.
So you said in the makeup that she didn't like you. I'm confused.
I didn't even get my makeup done here, so I don't even know what these people are talking about. But we can go to the story of Real Housewives of Atlanta and Apollo.
I honestly felt really bad for Phaedra when Apollo approached her like he did because this is for me, you never know what a person who has nothing to lose where they're going to go. And to what level?
And if a man ever walks up on you with a drill and he's on his way to jail, run.
Yeah.
Don't stand there with your arms folded.
I'm always team guys. I always defend the guys because I feel like every action is the cause of a reaction.
So because it's always there,
let me finish. I didn't say he deserved anything. All I know is everything that he's doing comes from a hurt, broken place.
And that if he would have taken that drill and went upside her head, that would have been what?
No. You're also not aware of what provoked him before those cameras started rolling. So I mean, I do believe like someone is just not gonna come out of the blue and like, hey, I'm coming after you with a drill.
So this is someone who lied for 2 seasons straight and said that someone actually fellatio on them in a city that she was never in,
and that someone happens to be a relative of
Chef Shay Morris, and then comes back 2 years later and apologizes.
But he said his reason why, and I got it. So I was.
What was the reason?
I don't always think guys are right. Y'all not listening. So, reaction. Hold on.
Let's listen.
Reaction causes action. Reaction. You know why he said it? Y'all gotta listen close. Y'all don't listen. He said you got on television. You tried to pretty much front me out. So what I did was, he tried to like play. So I went. She lied for 2 years straight. She lied first. So he said, okay. No, he said, this is what we're gonna do. That's like if you come at me and we're sitting there and you're like, yeah, Chanita. Well, the grapevine say your kids are bad. Oh, we going there? Well, your husband. Like,
so you will just come back with a lie. Like she said,
just saying something.
Oh, I don't know.
That's why it doesn't
I understand that too. I agree with that totally. Yeah. But you also have to look at it from a reality television standpoint. It made good story because they were boring as hell. Okay? They had no other storyline unless you were just going to focus on her becoming a mortician or a funeral director or whatever.
But she also has those hot pink
Well, what I'm saying is it made the story even better to say that Kenya Moore, my cousin, whatever, was the arch nemesis and she was after her man. So it made the story good. It gave them a story.
I mean, I don't agree because Kenya Moore, see,
the voice of Tammy Faye.
Just be careful.
No, I agree because that's my cousin.
That's our family member.
That's your family. But it's reality TV.
It's television, exactly. And she's giving you a show, and she's getting a check. Boo, don't forget it. She's getting a big check.
I get a check too, boo.
Okay.
But Kenya Moore was trying to be relevant because she was irrelevant.
Wait a minute, she was relevant.
Wait.
They brought her
on. She lied about her.
We're gonna talk in the next segment. We're gonna take a break.
You still forgetting it's all for TV.
We're gonna take a break. We'll be right back. Okay, we had to take a breather because things got a little heated because we're all very passionate about, the Housewives of Atlanta. In particular, Shay, that is family. Kenya Moore, that is your family. Mm-hmm. And Tammy, who's in the audience, who we're going to bring back next week so we can have some dialogue about next week's episode of Housewives of Atlanta because I think it'll be juicy.
Because she's passionate about her
She's passionate about her stuff and she knows her Housewives. So Tammy Faye will be joining us next week so that Tammy Faye and Shay can continue their dialogue. I thought Phaedra did an awesome job of sort of, just keeping her head and keeping her cool. And she knows her husband. We can't really talk about their marriage, but she was a raw dog because she stood there with her arms folded, like, go away from here with that. Like a boss. Like a boss. She wasn't having it. So kudos to you, Phaedra. All right, let's move along to Empire. What's up with your girl Taraji, Stacii?
Well, you know what? Honestly, kudos to Taraji because of course, I worked in politics, and anytime someone says it is what it is, and she opened up a dialogue, her show was responsible for opening up the dialogue of what real young boys are saying about the president in those inner cities. And what basically she says, I quote, she says, I'm just proud that people are talking. Everybody don't like Barack Obama. People are out there saying that. That's what art is supposed to do. Expose the shit. We're dealing with subject matter that's not really dealt with. Art is supposed to challenge, start a conversation, so let's lift the carpet up and deal with this dirt. It's not like we bashed Barack Obama and the show went off. No, Luscious Lion, who is Terrence Howard, jumped in his son's ass. That's real life stuff, I agree. So I'm glad you're mad. Do something about it. Go in the hood and talk to the kids so they won't do dumb shit like that. And I totally agree because let me tell you this. Barack Obama is our first black president.
And so
there are children in the inner city who are confused because they don't feel connected to him. So why not start the dialogue when then who's to say Barack Obama won't wake up and go, oh, you know what? That's good stuff. Let me go to this city
But can I
and
say
create
something
a dialogue. You just never know.
But this is what's
instead of jumping on Taraji.
Any other president, first of all, they addressed them, President Clinton, President Bush, President Reagan. This is the first president y'all calling this man by his first name, Barack. That's number one.
Yeah, I don't think that's correct.
Hold on,
Yeah, I
that's
don't think
number
they should call him
one. Number
Barack.
two, can someone please name me a television show, a rap song, or something where it was okay to talk about our president? Because I can't find one about Bush or Reagan. I'm just speaking of presidents in my time.
Well, I think we should probably have some people look for that because I'm sure there is. I don't think there's so many radicals out there to not say something.
As open
But did she-
of disrespect. They talked about this man kids. See, it couldn't be me. I couldn't be the president. Because you talked about the way the man kids was dressed. I'm so confused.
My thing is on
figure,
Taraji, I mean, her character, does she actually really say his name in a disrespectful way or use it as a reference or in some kind of metaphorical?
Well, what she actually said was, and I just read the quote, but what she actually said was she feels that Empire opened up a dialogue where kids in inner cities are possibly saying that. So why not have the real dialogue
I
and then
never met
address
a black
that?
kid that didn't like Barack, Mr. President Obama.
Well, there's over 7 billion people in the world,
just
so
like
we can't
Barack
say,
Obama
we can say
isn't-
we've never met him, but
Have you met one though? Have you met a
kid
child
who doesn't support
between the age of 12, African American, 12 to 21?
I can't say that I know a lot of kids that I've had that
12 to
conversation
21.
with. That I've had that conversation.
Shay, 12 to 21. Have you met an African American child from 12 to 21 that had a problem with President Barack Obama? Just yes or no?
Now, I was in the gas station the other day, and this guy was in front of me buying some Swishers or whatever.
What is a Swisher?
Not Swishers and the president in the same conversation.
Wait,
What is Swisher?
I'm getting to a point now. The guy was getting something. Now he was being
Cigarillos.
Cigarillos. That's branding now. They didn't give us a check. Anyway, so he was in line. He asked for some Swishers, Cigarillos, whatever you want to call them, and he was being disrespectful to the clerk in the store, which happened to be Arab. So he was like, F Arabs, F something. He was like,
Oh, wow.
Then, so the clerk said something about, President Obama. He was like, Obama. Here is a black man who apparently was in that 18 to 21, wasn't in school because it was a weekday, maybe in limbo somewhere, but he actually stood there in a black neighborhood, in a black convenience store, not black owned, but told the Arab that he first disrespected, and then disrespected his own first black president, because apparently the system has failed him in some way.
Right.
Well, we could go on and on about Barack Obama and how he has been disrespected and
from the standpoint of Taraji, though.
Right, but from the standpoint of Taraji, I understand the dialogue is what's most important. We don't talk enough about politics in our country, specifically with young black African Americans. And more importantly, I'm so tired of people referring to, we know he's the first black president, but quit expecting him to be giving everybody the homeboy hookup because he's a black president.
Right.
He deserves the same courtesies as any president there ever was, and more because he made history.
Nicci, the other thing is this, though, what people aren't understanding is that this man can't come into office and change things overnight.
And fix the things 500 years of bullcrap.
The things that were wrong
in 2 terms.
He's still trying to fix what the past presidents did. Like there's a succession in place. You know what I mean? So in order for us to see change, we won't see anything that Barack Obama did in effect until after he's gone out of office.
I agree.
Let me say this. I can close it out.
Benefiting from that.
Go ahead.
As a person up here that's been in politics, what I would say is it's all politics. And that's at the end of the day, it's all politics.
Speaking of all politics, when we come back, we're going to talk about Mr. Kanye West, who should be the president of the United States because he is running shit in this industry today.
Running it,
Divas and Cocktails, we'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
We'll be right.
Y'all all call that Barack instead of Mr. President.